It's official now, Norwich City are back in the Championship after just one season in League One. On Saturday they beat Charlton 1-0. Last year they were relegated after losing at the same ground.
This time last year, Norwich fans gathered at the Valley with relegation looming large. They went down. On Saturday, a very different story. Plenty to shout about, the dark days seemingly over, promotion so close. But Charlton weren't going to make things easy. Fraser Forster with the save. Simon Lappin also went close before Norwich made the breakthrough 10 minutes before half-time.
And it's turned in by Nelson.
Michael Nelson's first goal since August.
The party can begin, maybe.
Charlton wanted to spoil their fun. From then on, one-way traffic. Time and again they tried, but couldn't find a way past Norwich's goalie, who's on loan from Newcastle.
It's proving to be a masterclass in goalkeeping from Fraser Forster.
It was all getting too much. Each save signalled an anxious look at the clock, and not a minute too soon, the referee finally put them all out of their misery.
I was here last year when we went down. This is fantastic.
Tom did fantastic. Nelson did fantastic. He scored the goal. Wonderful. We're going up.
It's been a big effort from everybody. The most important are the players and the fans. As long as they two celebrate the right way, and I'll have my own thoughts. And as I said, I'm delighted for the people behind me, and I'm delighted for the players.
We've been top now for a little while. We want to get the league wrapped up. We've got a great chance, obviously, at Gillingham at home. We'll get a few players back because obviously we're missing a lot of goals in Holty and Houlihan today. So yeah, we'll probably party tonight and then take it easy because we know that we've got one hand on the title and we don't want to mess it up next week.
9 months of toil culminating in one major triumph. Norwich City promoted, now to make the Championship theirs. Tom Williams, BBC Look East.
And there's more football in a couple of minutes here on this programme, and more from Paul Lambert in late kick-off tonight, just after midnight. It's also available online in the morning.
Migrants living in a makeshift camp in Peterborough have been moved on. Officers from the City Council told them, get out or we'll do it for you. But it's far from clear where they'll go next.
Just before 12 and the council moves in. People here have been given days to leave, but home fires are still burning.
We've given them some advice as to places they can get assistance. Obviously, there are certain rules within the EU zone as to how people that migrate from one area to the next can be dealt with and how they should act. And we've given them that advice. We've asked them to follow that advice, but we're moving them out of this area now.
Nobody died.
This woman says she'll only give an interview if we pay. People here have been told they have to prove they're studying or working or have 28 days to leave the country. The UK Border Agency says they're confident they'll know where people have moved to. Nikolai has just quit a neighbouring camp.
Today, my tent, rubbish.
He told me he won't move back to Lithuania because jobs here pay better. For now, he's heading to the city centre. Then the clearance team move in and camp dwellers move out.
The clearance team behind me have just called for backup because there's so much stuff to take away. They're saying that this is one of the cleaner sites that they've dealt with, but they're pleased that the camp dwellers have now gone so they can clear it without them being here.
The day's nearly at an end for the clearance team. Now outreach workers will look to see where the camp dwellers have moved to. Emma Bohr, BBC Look East, Peterborough.
A man has been convicted of the manslaughter of his baby daughter more than a quarter of a century ago. Jurors at Norwich Crown Court heard how David Riches confessed to his estranged son how he suffocated his daughter Melanin. Riches was remanded in custody until he's sentenced next month. Norfolk police have arrested 7 people at the Bacton Gas terminal after environmental protesters blocked access to the site. They are members of Earth First and they chained themselves together through plastic tubes to make it more difficult to release them. They were protesting about the policies of Shell at home and abroad.
Labour launched its regional manifesto today. It was unveiled in Norwich by the Housing Minister. but the Deputy Minister for the region, who was due to be there, in place of the Minister for the East, who wasn't due to be there, didn't turn up.
Both candidates for Norwich pitched up, but no sign of Bob Blizzard, the Deputy Minister for the region. A press officer told me he was caught in traffic. I learned later he was out campaigning. What's not missing in this campaign are local issues which confront politicians. Stansted's second runway, Cambridge's guided busway, unitary status for Norfolk, the dualling of the A11, the list goes on.
And the central question...
At Norwich's Financial Skills Academy, with success literally on his chin as much as on his mind, the Housing Minister pressed home Labour's pledge to secure economic recovery. As with many regional manifestos, Labour's is a reiteration of national policies, but with a local slant. Yes, local issues are covered, but today's theme was universal, about the economy and jobs.
The Labour commitment to support for jobs, support for frontline public services will matter in the future in the east of England. And so it is a national manifesto which shows how the east of England, how this region and how this city in Norwich will benefit for the future.
So with the launch over, time for all the candidates to join the example of the Deputy Minister for the East and get out on the stump. Alex Dunlop, BBC Look East, Norwich.
The Suffolk brewer Adnams is branching out into spirits. The company has announced plans to distill gin, vodka and whisky at its base in Southwold. The company says it will be the first brewery in the UK to produce beer and spirits on the same site.
Let's go back to football now, and Adi Boothroyd still hopes Colchester can make the promotion playoffs in League One. Despite taking the lead at Hartlepool through Ian Henderson, they eventually lost 3-1, leaving them 6 points off the pace. And Southend chairman Ron Martin is standing by manager Steve Tilson. They're 7 points from safety with 3 games left and likely to be relegated after losing 1-0 to Brighton. The chairman says there's no talk of him leaving and a new contract has already been discussed. And Ipswich have set a new club record for the number of draws in a season. On Saturday, Connor Wickham scored their goal in a 1-1 draw with Doncaster at Portman Road. It was their 19th draw of the season, beating the 18 draws that they had 19 years ago. Doncaster scored their equaliser 7 minutes after the Ipswich goal.